The game has started. Ammo delivered.
This is a video on the Gamebox 2.0. First thing we're going to discuss is Gamebox settings. As always, to get into editor, we hold down the black button. To get into referee, we'd hold down the red button. And then the bottom red button or green button on your Gamebox 2.0 is your enter button, or similar to your trigger button on your tagger. So in order to get into editor, hold down the black button, turn your tagger or your Gamebox on.
Battery level good.
And it comes up the last thing you were in. This last thing this box was set to was zombies. But the first thing we're going to go over is Gamebox settings. So press the red or the black button on top to cycle over to Gamebox settings. I'm going to press the bottom red button to enter that menu. IR, you have outdoor or indoor modes, typically set on outdoor mode. IR Power 5, that's the strongest, widest beam available. Typically you want your Gameboxes set on a wide, high-powered beam. Volume is selectable. Black button goes up, red button goes down. We're going to leave this one on 60%. Radio, yes or no. This one has a radio in it. Most of yours will as well. RF channel 00, that's what radio channel we're communicating on. RF channel power 4, that's the highest and most strong power, radio power we have. We're going to leave that on our RF power 4. Locator, this is an auditory beep set at a specified amount of time. So this box is going to make a sound whatever time we specify. So you can specify 1 minute, I believe, all the way up to 5 minutes. Yep, 5 minutes. In 30-second increments, this box will make a beep at that amount of time. I'm going to leave it set for 1 minute for this example. Reset, yes or no. If you do yes and press the bottom red button, you do have to hold down on the bottom red button to confirm through that to do the Gamebox reset, to reset it back to factory settings. And if you do that, it'll also bring you back to the top of the menu. However, we did not do a complete factory reset because I did not hold the button down the entire amount of time. And that is everything underneath the Gamebox 2.0 Gamebox.
2 in a row!
Gamebox 2.0 respawn settings. We have held down the black button to get into the editor mode, and we've come to the set to respawn menu. Press the bottom red button to enter that. Mode, there's a auto mode and a manual mode. Manual, you have to have your players press the bottom red button. Auto, the box will emit a respawn signal every 5 seconds coming out of the IR. For this example, we'll go ahead and do auto, and with a game time of no limit, the box is now respawned. So now we press the button to go over to run respawn. Now the Gamebox is in auto respawn mode. Now notice if I turn this box off, box is off, battery is being saved, I'm going to another event. Instead of having to hold down the black button and reactivate it back into respawn, all I have to do is turn the Gamebox 2.0 on, and it's going to return back to the last thing it was doing. That chirp you heard there is the locator chirp that goes off at the 1 minute settings currently set up. So with your tagger saying go to base to respawn, your players would walk up to the Gamebox 2.0 and reactivate into the game automatically. So that is respawn on the Gamebox 2.0.
3 in a row!
One of the most favorite games to play with the Gamebox 2.0 is Search and Destroy. In order to play Search and Destroy, we must set our Gamebox up in defense mode. So we've held down the black button, turned our box on, and it's gone to set to defense mode. Press the bottom red button. Field ID A, that should be what all your equipment is on. Team ID Delta, that is the team identification of the box. Box ID 90, you have box ID 90 to 99. That's the top 9 tagger names in the system. Friendly fire, yes or no, that's the ability for it to shoot its own teammates. That would be the Delta team in this case. We're not going to turn that on. Hit delay, that's the internal timer for every time the IR can take a hit. This prevents everybody from shooting the IR on the game box at one time, eliminating it from the game. Life points, 300 life points are set in on this game box. Respawn, you can limit how many times the game box respawns back into life. This one's set up for no limit. Auto respawn, this is how fast this game box is going to respawn into the game. Fight back, yes or no. This is the ability for this Gamebox 2.0 to fight back and shoot the other taggers. Because it's set on the Delta team, it's going to tag both the Alpha and the Bravo team at the same time. So we're going to leave that as a yes. Now you have the option of 3 to 25 hits or the random. The random has an internal algorithm that sets it at that numbers of 3 to 25, but then you don't know how many hits it usually takes. I typically run mine at 7 to 10 hits before it shoots back at the players. I don't tell them how many hits it's set at, I just set it. So this one's set at 7 hits. It's going to emit 20 points of damage every time it's in fight back mode. The time it's going to fight back is 5 seconds. You can increase that or decrease that. Cyclic, this is how fast it's going to fire those bullets back. I'm going to leave it at 600 rounds per minute. And then the game time. You can set an internal game timer to shut the game box off at exactly when you want it to stop. Typically, I play everything in my field on referee call. That way I can control what is going on. Box is defense. That means we've gone through that entire menu and we're back at the top. So now we're going to find run defense. And select that. It's going to reboot. And it's going to say the game has started. H equals hits. Kills equals how many times it's been killed. Now, in search and destroy, I'd give this to the opposing team. Like, I'd give it to Alpha team. I'd give them a minute or so to hide it on their field. Rules is the sensor has to be visible and it has to be in the normal game of play. And then I would have them go back to their base. Once it's hidden on their side and they're back at their base, I'll tell the Bravo team, okay, you guys have 5 minutes to find and destroy the box as many times as you can. Whoever destroys the box the most wins this round. So then I would say, on mark, get set, go, or 1, 2, 3, go, and the game would start. The team would come along and shoot at the box. It would fight back. And it would eliminate the other players. Now that's been hit 7 times, but it's not been killed. It has also eliminated the other players. Now because it's in Delta team, it's going to fight back at Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie Tigers. So that's a quick recap of Gamebox 2.0 in defense mode for the primary purpose.
The game has ended.
I hope you greatly enjoyed this video. And as always, continue watching the Elite Laser Tag Equipment YouTube channel for more interesting tips and ideas on how to operate your Elite Laser Tag equipment. Thank you very much and have a great day.